and drinks. We're going to go ahead and get started. Welcome to the 4th annual AZ19 Most Influential Event. And isn't it great to be back together again? Yay. Last year we did this virtually, so it means so much more to honor these people in person who make our communities a wonderful place to live. I'm Drew Sanchez. I'm the publisher of the Green Valley News and the Sahuarita Sun. Isn't this a wonderful venue? Thank you to Quail Creek and all of their efforts to make this a beautiful venue for us to celebrate tonight. I want to acknowledge Manuel Coppola. He's the publisher of the Nogales International newspaper. And he's the director of legislative affairs for our parent company, WIC Communications. We partner in this event together to applaud so many of you in the I-19 region from Nogales to Sahuarita. Thank you, Manuel. We have some special guests with us tonight. First, the Sahuarita Mayor, Tom Murphy. Santa Cruz County Supervisor Chair Bruce Bracker. And we have a note, Steve Christie, our Pima County Supervisor, cannot be with us tonight, but he did send along a little note. I'm just going to read an excerpt from it. No words can adequately describe the fact that when hurdles confront us, this year's honorees surmounted all obstacles by providing insight, leadership, and a real love for our region. For their commitment that benefits us all, we commend and thank them. So thank you, Steve Christie, for sending along that little note to us. Once again, we were inundated with nominations this year and look forward to honoring more people in coming years. There are many who contribute in different ways, and we want to make sure that this wide spectrum is recognized. We're always encouraged when we go through the nominations to see the great work being done in the region and the huge hearts of those who are doing this heavy lifting. This evening, we're honoring 19 men and women and one business who have distinguished themselves over the past year. And what a year it has been, with the pandemic looming and so many organizations figuring out how to continue serving and supporting our communities. You'll see tonight that many of our honorees were involved in those efforts. I'm going to share a brief bio of each of the honorees, but in Wednesday's Green Valley News and Sahuarita Sun, Manuel, can you hold that up for me, please? There's a special section. I think many of you have already picked up one here. It's also going to be in the Nogales newspaper on Friday. So the other people in our community will see what a great effort and opportunities you took this last year to make the Green Valley, Sahuarita, Nogales, I-19 region so great this year. We also have those special sections, so pick up as many as you'd like. Again, I think many people have already done that. So we're going to go ahead and get started. We're going to do this in alphabetical order. And as you can see, the light kind of goes in front here. So my recommendation, so you don't blind yourself, is that you kind of walk backwards and come up here to receive your award. And Manuel will be here for you. And then you can kind of walk backwards that way so that you don't blind yourself. All right? Sound good? All right. Our first award goes to Doug Holstead. Meet the community handyman. That's Doug Holstead, a retired engineer and contractor who is always looking for a new project to help those in need. Currently, Doug is winding down a home renovation for a mom and daughter struggling with illness. Doug says everyone has talents and abilities, and everyone can do something and treat somebody nice. Join me in congratulating Doug. Next up, Mike Kane. The last time you saw Mike Kane, he might have been high up in a cherry picker fixing a utility pole. He's been the troubleshooter for Tucson Electric Power for Green Valley and Sarita area for 33 years, on call 24/7. But he has taken this way beyond a job and truly cares for those in our community in lots of personal ways. Thank you, Mike, for all you do. Next up, Christina Farley. Christina Farley has been involved in countless fundraisers and events. In 2016, for example, just when it looked like there would be no 4th of July celebration in Patagonia, for the first time in more than 40 years, she helped recitate the event, which was enjoyed by hundreds. Christina has directed the Patagonia Creative Arts Center for 8 years, providing exposure to the arts, live theater production, film, and mixed media arts for youth. She also has encouraged and increased adult and youth involvement in public displays of art, including murals at schools and at the Patagonia Museum. Way to go, Christina. Next up, Mary Fisher. When you think of Mary Fisher, you think of her wonderful smile. That, of course, puts a smile on your face. For many years, Mary was the director at the Shops at La Posada, turning the plaza into Green Valley's favorite meeting place. She also is involved in Rotary, Valley Assistance Services, the White Elephant, the Green Valley Sarita Volunteer Clearinghouse, and lots more. Thank you, Mary, for all your hard work. Are you being guided or led or? Next up, Marina Dollhouse. Marina Dollhouse has shown an extraordinary commitment to people with developmental disabilities in Santa Cruz County. As the director of the Santa Cruz Training Program, she led its mission to help local people with special needs perform to their fullest potential and integrate into the community. When she's not in Nogales, she's often in Phoenix, Benson, and other parts of the state to advocate for people with disabilities. Awesome job, Marina. Dr. Venab. If you've had a bad experience with bedside manner, look for Dr. Venab. Next time you're at the Santa Cruz Valley Regional Hospital. His patients and colleagues say he's one of the most hospitable surgeons in southern Arizona, making patients comfortable before surgery and checking on them in phone calls after. Which, by the way, he just finished surgery before he came in here, so I assume you'll be calling them after this? To him, nobody is more important than those he cares for, ensuring they have all the questions, answers, and fears put to rest. Thank you, Dr. Galapali. Next up, Chuck Hill. So we have a fill-in. John Bilger's going to come up and pick up his award. Chuck Hill's mark is all over Green Valley, and so is he, usually on a bike. Chuck is involved in making the community safer and more accessible for cyclists, but his work goes beyond that. He volunteers at the Green Valley Fire Corps and Green Valley Recreational Camera Club, and he's volunteered for the Rotary Club, among other services. Nicely done, Chuck. The Green Valley Council 2 months before COVID-19 changed our daily lives. At the request of the Pima County Supervisor, Doug Christie, she helped organize the vaccination drive in Green Valley, heading the executive team and becoming the voice for local efforts. Within 3 weeks, local residents were receiving their first shot in Green Valley. Debbie would be the first to say that it took several agencies and individuals sharing their expertise and locking arms to get it done. Thank you, Debbie, for all you do. Mary Helen Malley she's a retired judge. Mary Helen Malley Mayer has dedicated her life to public service and to improving the lives of the most marginalized in the community. As town prosecutor of Patagonia and later as city attorney for Nogales, she focused limited resources on protecting victims of crime. As a judge in Santa Cruz County, she created a restorative justice-based program now called Circles of Peace. It's a nonprofit to support domestic violence victims, offenders, and their families to break the cycle of violence in their homes. That's just a small look at the big impact this incredible woman has had on our community. Wow, thank you, Mary Ellen, for all you have done and continue to do. Are you enjoying this? I am. Next up, Bill McCarry. Bill McCarry serves as Director of Community Programs for Posada Life Community Services, which has evolved in his 28 years there into a comfortable place where seniors feel secure and are entertained and get social services as needed. He is also a licensed professional counselor, a longtime Rotarian, and current president of the Green Valley Rotary Club Foundation. He also plays a mean guitar and shares his talent and the talents of others in our community through public events. Join me in congratulating Bill. We're about halfway through, so it's perfect time to turn the spotlight on our sponsors. We appreciate their wonderful work in our communities and their support of us recognizing you. La Posada. La Posada is a not-for-profit continuing care community with a variety of housing, healthcare, and wellness programs. The 128-acre La Posada campus is home to over 700 residents and employs about 600 staff members. The total annual economic impact to Southern Arizona is estimated to over $50 million every year. La Posada gives out well over 100,000 in scholarships. Thank you, La Posada. South 32 is a mining and metals company that owns the Hermosa project in the Patagonia Mountains. At each of its operations around the globe, the company has a singular purpose: making a difference by developing natural resources, improving people's lives now and for generations to come. South 32 is working to set a benchmark in the mining industry through environmental and social leadership, leaving the right kinds of legacies in the community it calls home. Those communities can be found in Australia, Africa, South America, and now North America, right here in Southern Arizona. Thank you, South 32, for your support. Ready to go on? All right, next up, Lee McKinney. He couldn't be here with us tonight either, but I still think it's worth recognizing his work. Lee McKinney makes the tax season a little more bearable through his volunteer work in AARP. He has helped Nogales and Rio Rico residents file their taxes for 17 years, even when AARP shut down its program because of the pandemic. Lee found a way in 2020 and 2021 to help out safely and efficiently. Thank you, Lee, for all you do. Next up, Diane Meyer. Diane Meyer has been involved in our community since moving here in 2006. Among her volunteer efforts are the Green Valley Sarita Samaritans, co-founder of the nonpartisan Civic and Education Action Group Change is Happening, and as a volunteer fundraiser and advisory board member of the Amato Food Bank. She's busy. She also has been a tutor at middle schools in Rio Rico and Nogales, and is an adult education language tutor at Amphitheater High School, and Literacy Connects at the Joyner Green Valley Library. Wow, Diane, congratulations. Next up, Dick Roberts. Dick Roberts moved to Green Valley after a 37-year career in aeronautical and electronics engineering, and has been involved in volunteering in philanthropic community organizations ever since. He served on the Green Valley Council and GVC's Health and Human Services, Traffic and Arroyos and Economic Development Committees, and has chaired the Planning Architectural Committee since 2016. He has been a school board member with the Continental School District Educational Foundation since 2000 and has tutored students for 26 years. He also received the Rotary's highest honor for Service Above Self Award. Join me in congratulating Dick. Next up, Becky Santa Maria. Becky is known as a community volunteer. For the last 12 years, she has found ways to give in areas ranging from art to sports. Most of Becky's volunteering revolves around the schools in the Green Valley and Sarita areas. She has been a cheer coach and created a youth soccer program. She also volunteers at school events such as book fairs and sets up collection drives for the schools, from books to sweaters. In 2021, she made sure the kids at Sarita High had a memorable prom at the end of a really tough year. Thank you, Becky. Next up, Lynn Severe. Lynn was born to be a nurse. She organized the registered nurses group that now has 180 members and took the role of team leader of volunteers at Santa Cruz Valley Regional Hospital, making the team available to assist in the operating room and emergency rooms and other departments. Upon learning that a number of local seniors were unable to go to Tucson for COVID vaccinations, she intervened with state and local health departments, which led to a partnership between the registered nurse group and the Green Valley Fire District. Severe also lobbied for a local vaccination program and was able to get 50 volunteer nurses to provide shots and services right here in Green Valley. Lynn also did what needed to be done to change rules on state licensing, which allowed all nurses, retired and active, to vaccinate people. This ruling has led to similar models in other states. Thank you, Lynn, for all of your Next up, Efrain Traverse. As the pandemic broke out, Efrain Traverse of the Nogales Community Food Bank developed a program that eventually supplied 7,000 boxes of local produce per week to Santa Cruz County residents. Much of the produce became available because of the pandemic. Local distributors could not sell all of their products when restaurants, hotels, and supermarkets closed or cut back drastically nationwide. So when members of the local produce industry offered to supply the perishables, Traverse helped make a bad situation a lot better for families in need. Congratulations, Efrain. Next up, Carlos Valles. Since he was hired in January of 2019 as Executive Director of the Sarita Food Bank and Community Resource Center, Carlos has exemplified going above and beyond his job description to be a resourceful and valued leader in the community. He initiated closer personal contacts with major food sources and suppliers, leading to substantially more food being available, including fresh produce. Upon the sudden emergence and restrictions brought by COVID-19 in 2020, Carlos and his volunteers implemented a drive-through model for distributing food in a safe and convenient way to those in need in the I-19 region. He has also helped Sarita Food Bank and Community Resource Center through its early and founding stage to an established, professionally run nonprofit. Thank you for all your support. Aurelio Villa. He's not here. Aurelio is at the helm of the family-owned grocery and international wholesale business that started in a small neighborhood retail space on Western Avenue in Nogales in 1968 by his father, and has grown to include a supermarket in Tucson and warehouses in Mexico. Now well into his 90s, the patriarch Mario Villa embodies the typical small-town grocer, and until recently continued to work stocking merchandise and of course greeting his customers with his quick wit and smile. Aurelio was nominated by the Rotary Club of Nogales, with whom he has partnered for several years, providing Thanksgiving and Christmas meals to help families enjoy holiday meals they would not otherwise been within their means. Join me in congratulating Aurelio. And last but not least, Christina Wilhelm. Christina has been an advocate for music and the performing arts for her entire career. Since 2005, she's been bringing world-class musical performance to the Nogales community through her work as president and artistic and executive director of the Santa Cruz Foundation of the Performing Arts. Throughout the pandemic, Christina has continued the one-of-a-kind concert experience at the Opera House in Patagonia through the presentation of live stream concerts. Christina is also planning to reunite the Santa Cruz Singers, the county's only community chorus. Join me in congratulating Christina. Each year, we also honor an organization that has served its customers, community, and employees well. This year, we honor West Rock in Nogales. Having observed the mounting economic pressures on local residents at the height of the pandemic, the team at West Rock in Nogales stepped up to join local food distribution effort. Time and time again, the company supplied at no charge boxes to pack the produce that the Nogales Community Food Bank was preparing for distribution in Santa Cruz County, Pima and Cochise counties as well. West Rock, with its expertise in offering paper and packaging solutions, even sent boxes to the Denver Food Bank. The Nogales location has donated more than 200,000 boxes. Congratulations. It has been really great to have this applause tonight. Hearing the stories and the commitment that those in our community have made over the last several years to make our communities better is overwhelming to me. I feel so honored to be able to have this kind of event and showcase some of the things that people do to help you and I have a better lifestyle here in the Great Valley, Sarita, and Nogales, all along the I-19 region. So for that, thank you. It's also been good to hear the applause, so let's hear one more time for the people and organizations. On a personal note, thank you for hanging in there with us. It's been an odd year, and half of it's not over yet. Thank you for letting us tell the stories, the tough and the uplifting, as we continue on this journey together. I want to thank Dan and his team for all that they bring to the Valley. Jonathan, Manuel and Jonathan, his editor there, for all that they bring to Nogales. We are really fortunate to be able to provide news and information in such a small sector. I've been at the Los Angeles Times for 21 years, talk about a big fish, and then Arizona Daily Star for 7 years. And then down here where we can actually really provide local news and content to our readers, which to me is a big benefit for being in a community like this. So super proud to be a part of WIC Communications that provides all of the newspapers in Southern Arizona small opportunities for news and information. So with that, I just really want to thank you for coming. Hope it wasn't too long. I'm really hot right here. I think this light is sweaty. But really, sincerely, thank you all for coming. And we look forward to another 19 next year, plus another community corporation. So thank you. Enjoy the rest of the evening.